and welcome to the Formula Offroad. Now the Icelandic Championship has finished. However, now we take a look at the final two rounds of the Norwegian Championship. Iceland and Norway are the only two countries that have Formula Offroad Championships. However, one round was in Sweden this year of the Norwegian Championship. Three Icelandic drivers competed in the event that took place in Skien, just south of the capital Oslo. Our focus will be on Haukur Viðar Einarsson, who finished second in the Icelandic Championship. Here we can see some of the prep work needed to take part in this kind of an event. Cars had to be taken out of the containers and the pit had to be built.
This weekend is the last race in Norwegian Championship. The last two races. We go here earlier in the summer and took the first two races, and we did a good job there, and we are in the first place after that race in the Norwegian Championship. So we are hoping to get the second place in the Norwegian Championship this year if we take this race and doing a good job.
And now we're preparing for the race, getting the cars out of a container and such. How much of a preparation job is going on here?
We are put the tent on, and the guys are making the car ready. There was a short time to get them ready after Akureyri, so we had to do some things here. And yeah, we are doing that now.
And what are the main differences between the hills here and the hills back in Iceland?
The hills here are much longer, much cheaper. They are loose. You get not so much track, so I think you have to have much power in your car. They are not, in Iceland short hills. Every hills here are long, so yeah, I think you're driving longer in every tracks.
Haukur had a mathematical chance with 20 points up for grabs this weekend. Atli has competed in all the events this year.
Atli, now we're here in Skien for the last two races of the Norwegian Championship, and you're doing quite well here in Norway this season.
Yeah, it has been doing very well.
And you're leading the championship?
Yeah, with only 5 or 6 points, so it's not much different.
And there are 20 points at stake this weekend, so anything can happen?
Yes.
What's the biggest difference racing here in Norway and racing in Iceland?
The biggest difference is probably the height of the hills. They are much longer, and here's a lot more sand, so it's not much grip.
Yeah, there's less grip here than in Iceland.
Yeah, I think so.
So do you need more power to race in Norway, do you think?
No, I think not. Yeah. I think it's very good like it is.
And obviously you're aiming for first place both of the days.
Yeah, of course. We'll try the best.
Now Guðmundur Eliasson was driving the Icelandic Championship winning car. Guðmundur Eliasson usually drives the car rodeo.
Guðmundur, now you've looked at the tracks, how do you like them?
They look great. They're very high, so it's going to be fun.
And a new car and a new country, what are your expectations for the weekend?
Victory.
Yeah, nothing else?
Nothing else.
The Icelandic Championship winning car, do you feel more pressure?
Yeah, definitely. I feel a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Now here's the track inspection for day number 1. The conditions were difficult compared to Iceland, and the hills are high and long and a lot of loose sand.
Haukur, you've looked at the tracks, how do you like them?
I like them pretty much, I think.
Quite demanding.
Yeah.
But are they all possible?
I think so. Maybe the last one is the harder one, but I think you can go all these tracks. No, I think it's easy.
First track here, it was a bit rainy to begin with, and the first hill proved to be very easy. Then they had to get back down to this tight section, and the final gate was at the bottom of the hill rather than the top as usual. So things done differently in Norway, and here we see Haukur sliding down, and there's a lot of loose sand there. These tracks probably changed quite a lot during the day. Now easy 350 points, the highest score you can get in the track. The first part of day one proved to be way too easy for these drivers, with almost everyone getting the full 350 points. Haukur had some problems in the second track, where he started first. He might recover from this. That's actually well done. He needs to get rolling. Speed is essential in this loose stuff. That engine is taking a beating right now. He managed to get up there. However, he is in trouble there because he needs to go through this gate. He'll need to reverse. No, he gets the stick there, but loses 60 points on everybody else. Here is Atli Jamil Ásgeirsson driving Thunderbolt. He just needs a solid result both days to get the Norwegian Championship title. And here you can see how much track evolution has been. Here we have track 3. This is another very easy track. No real obstacles for the drivers to tackle, just a hill. Now the fourth track was a time attack. Haukur got the fourth quickest time, which got him 301 points. After the track, he was sitting in fourth place. It is Tor Eil Torland driving Ugly Betty. He got the second quickest time. However, Atli Jamil got the fastest time, and after 4 courses, he had a perfect score of 1,400 points and had a 24-point lead on Eir. Joachim Knudsen here was second in the championship behind Atli. He threw away his chance of the title by rolling the Terminator X in the time attack. Very disappointing for the Norwegian. Now let's go to track 5 of 6, and now things start to get interesting. Haukur er off, and he's gonna try to go here. Big jump, that's nicely done. No penalties so far for Haukur. He needs to win back the points he lost in the second track. Steep side slope here, and there's a long way down if you make a mistake, and he was so close to rolling it right there. Fantastic run, 350 points, 10 penalty points. That's the way to do it. This puts the pressure on Atli Jamil. He makes it past the first gate here and needs to get going again. No, he turns a little bit much to the left there, gets thrown over it. Will he recover from this? He needs to get the car spinned to get up top, or will he just leave it at there? 40 penalty points for reversing. No grip, that was a mistake. These pedal tires really only work in one direction, and that is everything gone from him. Backs out, which leads to the problem of getting safely down. 250 points for length, 40 penalty points, so 210 in total. Now here is Guðmundur Eliasson driving Thor. Guðmundur only borrowed this car from Thor in this race. However, he might want to make that permanent after the track. Only 40 penalty points for Guðmundur there. Here is Tor Eil Torland. He makes it all the way to take the lead. Guðmundur is second, Haukur third, and Atli fell down all the way to fourth. Now the sixth and final track of the day was quite simple. Just 2 gates, one at the bottom and one at the top. However, it was steep. Here is Ronnie Eriksson driving the Devil, and he was first to tackle the course and the first one to roll. Crowd enjoyed that. Next up was Haukur Viðar. He was sitting third. He can really put the pressure on Guðmundur and Tor Eil if he makes it all the way. However, this is no easy climb. Let's see what Haukur does here. Gets thrown up in the air, and he, well, not a big roll, 180 points for length, but it was reminiscent of his Akernes double backflip, and way down he goes.
Haukur, what happened there?
I tried to go up and roll over and stuck in the car.
Yeah.
So
Was it like a bad feeling, or was it just comfortable sitting there?
comfortable. Always comfortable to be in my car.
Pretty happy. looking at the circumstances. Now let's look at Tor Egil Torland. Will it be the same result? Oh, that's actually quite clever, but he doesn't quite manage to get it done. 160 points there. However, he stays in first place for now. Atli has a chance of taking the lead by going all the way. He will also secure the title with 1 round remaining. He's gonna go for it, gets thrown up there, and that's game over. 160 points. So Tor Egil stays in first place. Now let's see Guðmundur Eliasson. He needs 240 points to win, and that's gunning it. He got up quite high. What do the judges say there? 190 points per length. So let's look at the final standings. Tor Egil Torland wins, Guðmundur Eliasson second, Haukur Einarsson third, and Atli Jamil fourth. Atli Jamil still in the lead for the championship.
The first 3 courses was really easy and everybody got 350.
Yeah.
So I saw it when we went to the courses early this morning that you have to have 350 in that one, and the race was going to be decided in time course and track 5.
What was the difference between third and first? Where did you make some mistakes?
I think it was in track 2 to drive first in that track. It was pretty loose the hill, so the car didn't go very well. So I was stressed a little bit up to go all the way up. So I take some penalty points. So.
Now here we see the standings in the Norwegian Championship before the final round. Atli Jamil leads Tor Egil, Joachim Knudsen third, Haukur Einarsson fourth, and Roger Fossen in fifth.
Fourth place, that's obviously good, solid points in the championship. Is your mind more on the championship rather than the event win?
Of course I want both. But it's good to get as many points that I can.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
And Atli Jamil needs only 1 point. Like in Iceland there are 2 classes, but the other class is not the street legal cars. In Norway the modified class is quite popular. The only major difference between modified and unlimited are the tires. Modified have to use the standard paddle tires, not the super scoops. Christian Jensen, driving the Turbo Duck, ended up as champion in the modified class before the weekend. He had an 8-point lead, and by finishing third and first, he secured the title. Now let's take over to the second day. There was good weather throughout the day, more spectators, and the tracks were definitely more demanding.
Haukur, how do you like the tracks today?
I think they are pretty rough.
There seems to be a lot tougher than yesterday.
Yeah, much more.
And do you think that will suit your driving style?
Yeah, I think it's you know it's gonna be more different between the drivers today.
Here is Mikael Jonsson driving Pegasus, first in the first course, first roll of the day, and that's only 50 points. Now here is Kalle Sundbring, he's from Sweden. This is Gripen. The first gate gives the drivers 100 points, so only 80 points per kayak. Here we have Jimmy Bergen from Sweden driving the Raptor, and yes, is he getting up there? Fantastic from the Swede. The final part, however, is quite easy, so he's taken a huge amount of points over everyone else. 350 points for length and only 30 penalty points. Here we have Roger Fossen from Norway, and that didn't quite work out like he wanted. He finished the first day in 5th. The car stalled when he got up 110 points. Here we have Øyvind Svensson from Norway. The first track is proving to be very difficult. Now Haukur Viðar, will he get up? Nope, just a big jump and a big roll. 90 points. And we can see it again. Big jump, big roll. Now here is Tor Egil. Fantastic driving from the Norwegian. He managed to get up here. Now he needs a win today and has to hope that Atli doesn't finish in the top 8 to win the championship. Now this is a good start since Atli didn't make it past the 100-point gate in this track. So a 310-point run for Torel. Let's look at the standings, and Jimmy Berggren leads Torel. They were the only two to finish the track.
Haukur, what happened to the car in the last track?
Some of the holding the front axle was broken, so we had to change it.
So, but everything's fixed now?
Yeah, we think so.
They think so. Here we are, track 2 is an easy start, which is a simple hill, but then Haukur has to turn right. Very steep side slope, and it is very loose. And there he gets stuck, 250 points for length. Here is Joachim Knudsen from Norway. He has no chance of the title after the roll in the time attack yesterday. However, he drives this track superbly and managed to get all the way. Here is Atli Amil. Does the same, 330 points for Atli Amil. Now Torel Torland from Norway. He was first in the starting order, so he had a lot less grip than the others due to the track evolution, and here he gets stuck. Only 210 points. Jimmy Berggren, he can take a demanding lead here if he goes all the way, and he does. He definitely went through the gate there. 40 penalty points, so that's 310 points in total. Some choose to watch the race from above, I guess. Now the third track of the day. It was the exact same track as the final track on day 1. So they have seen it before. Now here's Kalle Sundbringen from Sweden. He has already rolled once today, and that's his second roll. 150 points. You left your hood there, Kalle. Now here we have Atli Amil. He goes pretty far, but not far enough. Saves it from rolling further though, so that was 170 points, and that means that Atli is in 7th after this track, so the title is at risk. He needs at least 8th place. This track proving to be impassable like yesterday, but Jimmy Berggren had other ideas. That is a stunning drive from the Swede, and he is running away with this race. Now this might be the best instance of the extreme track evolution in skiing. After a few more cars went through, this track pretty much just got easy, and even just the standard modified cars went up with ease. Now let's look at the standings. Jimmy Berggren leads Tor Egil, Joachim Knudsen, Guðmundur Eliasson and Haukur Einarsson. Atli Amil down in 7th place. Like the day before, the 4th track of the day was a time attack, and Kalle Sundbring got the quickest time, moving him up to 8th in the standings and putting the pressure on Atli. Haukur didn't go well in this track and only got 276 points out of 350. However, he's still sitting in 5th, but the gap to first place is now almost 400 points. In the fight for the first place, Torel got the 3rd quickest time, giving him 331 points. Yet again, Jimmy Berggren was driving spotless. He was only 0.3 of a second slower than the fastest time, giving him 347 points and extending his lead. This car and driver combo proving to be a good match here in skiing. The Raptor is quite unusual since it's much smaller than the other cars, but that makes it much more limber and lighter. Fifth track was incredibly steep. Here the drivers are looking at where the best line over this bridge is. Joachim Knudsen was 3rd before the track, but the gap to Torel and Jimmy is more than 150 points. At least he tried, and that's a big bad roll. That's a huge roll. And only 100 points to show for it. Now let's see how Guðmundur Eliasson goes. He was 4th before the track and he guns it here full throttle. That's a big jump. It's not only Thor Thormar that can fly this car, but that is also... Well, it looked like it was going to be a big roll, but he got it saved. That was a spectacular jump. However, the safety crew were quick on hand and Guðmundur was fine. Although he had a little bit of pain in his back after that big hit. Walks away. But let's see that big jump again. Full throttle and just gets it thrown up in the air here. Spectacular from Guðmundur. Makes it look like a rental, not like a loaner. Here is Toril Torland driving Ugly Betty. Now that's where he needed more speed. However, the save was nice, but only 50 points. Kalle Sundbring. Kalle made sure to get as much TV time as possible by rolling in almost every track. But why does he keep putting that front end back on the car? Just leave it there, boys. It's gonna end up there again anyway. Now, Jimmy Berggren, the man to beat today, has been unstoppable. What will he do? That's nicely done, but not quite far enough. Oh, that might be a nasty roll. Car looks pretty much okay, but got a big hit there at the beginning. This is Haukur Viðar in the last track of the day, and that's where things went bad for Haukur. Looked pretty good up until the car just completely dug itself down in the back. Now Jimmy Berggren, the winner of the event, but he could not make it up the final track. However, as the track was pretty hard, he managed, and there we see them. Jimmy Berggren wins, Toril Torland 2nd, and Joachim Knudsen 3rd. Guðmundur Eliasson was 4th on Thor. However, Atli Jamil, here we see him in the final track of the day, almost makes it, but he seals his Norwegian title by finishing in 5th place in the final round. Only the 2nd Icelander to win the Norwegian Championship. Last time it was in 2006, and here we see Atli Jamil, a happy man. And Atli Jamil ends his career on a high. At least he says he's retired, and there we can see him passing his car on to the next owners. Now, this summer has been fantastic, and thanks so much for watching with us. We'll be back next year.